to Estancia San Carlo, or can we make money from sugarcane, which I think we concluded last time we could. So we have a bunch of pallets here and about 4,000 litres of sugar in the factory already, and we pretty much haven't progressed any time from the last video. So thanks to some feedback in the comments about weeds and stuff, I have decided to run a weeder over the field to deal with them now. I'm probably not going to do any more than that. I do appreciate the detailed feedback that one of you gave me on dealing with weeds. It's not something that I've really looked into, but I'm going to run the weeder over it now. That means in the summer we just have to do another layer of fertilizer, and then we can skip ahead to harvest, along with selling all the sugar as we progress through. So I was going to look at leasing something different. In the end, we've gone for the same case, mainly for cost reasons, because it's quite cheap for the horsepower. Really nice John Deere though. We'll probably see that elsewhere, don't worry. Yeah, so we're going to go for the case 8900 again. I think I've gone for a lower horsepower version this time. Obviously, the dealership has a big stock of these in, and I can just pick exactly the one that I need. I'm going to bung a weight on the front because the weeder is quite heavy, and we're going to borrow some more cash. Now, the cool thing is we do have some sugar at the factory, so once we've done this, we can sell that off and repay the loan. And as I found before, if you repay the loan before the end of the day, they don't charge you any interest, which is somewhat cheaty, but hey, you know, I'm not going to question giants on that one. This is a nice tractor. I think that's just remembering from the little decal I saw there. I think it's a Welker Farms one. I don't remember the modder. I'm really bad at that. I should be better. I don't watch much Welker Farms, if I'm honest. I don't think I've really watched more than a couple of episodes. But I know it's very, very popular. So, yeah. There goes the weeder. I thought I'd been super organised and putting it on kilometres an hour and euros. Pretty sure they don't use euros in Brazil. Pretty sure. I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. I've been using the weeder a lot in game. A lot more than I would normally. So, anyway, I have fond memories of a love-hate relationship of this weeder and weeds from my first time playing Farm Sim 19, where, you know, you'd go to sleep and you wake up on the field would be blanketed in weeds, and at that point you'd have to spray them, I think. So yeah, my first time playing Farm Sim 19 was an education. It really was. I played on the base game American map and didn't make much progress for a very long time. I think one of the reasons that I really like doing dairy farms now, apart from the fact that I just enjoy the process, is that was when I started making money in Farm Sim, when I had a dairy farm. So yeah, maybe that's why. I don't know, I just enjoy the process. So anyway, the process here is to get all these weeds ripped out, and then we're going to skip some time ahead to spring and go on a massive selling spree, I guess the words are. It was pointed out to me that I hadn't accounted for the costs of running the production. Those will come in as we look at the accounts again in the future. So they are occurring. We are taking those costs, and they're kind of going to impact our profitability of this, but not a huge amount, I don't think. The daily cost of running the production is not huge, or monthly even, because we're on 1 day months. It's not huge. I don't remember what the number is right now in my head. But it's not a lot, and it's really not affecting things that much. Probably what I'll do is, after we've done the harvest in year 2, I'll use the numbers that we've got to kind of extrapolate where we'd end up once we'd sold all of that with the costs of things, and we'll call it a day there. So I think probably a couple more videos on here is my guess. It's going to be the spring sorting out the fertilization. It's going to be not much of a video, I don't know. And hopefully selling a bunch of sugar at a good price. If the price is not great, I might hold on to it until it peaks again around harvest time. We don't need to sell it. It's very shelf stable, obviously. And, you know, we can always move it out of the way to keep the production running. So, yeah, I think a couple more videos. Pretty confident that, you know, sugarcane is very profitable, I think. It is very time consuming, particularly harvest. And I think harvest on this second run through, we're going to use the modded forage harvester just to speed things up, really. It took me a lot of hours to do that last harvest. We've got the costs of that if we want to look at that. I don't think it's going to end up being that much cheaper apart from the runtime. So yeah, just from my sanity, we're going to use that. I'll probably use the same modded truck. That worked quite well. Those big bins were really good for storing it, although forgetting to up the empty rate was a bit annoying when it came to sitting waiting for them to not be full. Yeah, I missed that bit in the edit. It was kind of a quick job, so yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to integrate sugarcane into any of my future series. It doesn't really fit with the maps that I mostly play on. Mostly play on UK and European maps. A little bit of American, not a lot. So it might be an interesting challenge at some point to run a farm on one of these South American maps. Not something that I've ever done. This was one of the very few times I've loaded up one of these maps. I think I had a look at whatever the one that Giants did was. I think it was in FS17 and then FS19. I did load that map up and have a look at it for something, but didn't really excite me. But maybe in the future we have a Brazilian farm. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We will see. This has been a fun mini series to do, using a bunch of different kit and running it differently. So not owning anything is quite an interesting one for me. I would like to be getting these videos out quicker to get this series finished up. Last few weeks that's not been happening. Not sure if it will happen in the future. I'm trying to get ahead on recording. I'm not particularly ahead at the moment. I'm like a couple of days ahead. I would like to be much further, but yeah, it was a long weekend in the UK. Previous weekend, it is this weekend as well, and I just took that opportunity to take a bit of a break and try and do a bit of a reset. It failed. I felt broken all weekend. Feel very broken still, but you know, we haven't done it in a while actually. Answer as a percentage. How you doing? I'm very low at the moment. Probably 30% today, maybe less. Just been through some stuff which is pretty tough to do with the real world, and only halfway through dealing with that, but escaping for a bit. So yeah, life is a challenge here in Disturbia. Regulars will know that my wife has lots of health problems, and that just keeps kicking us. So is what it is. We can't change it, but sometimes it's not easy to deal with, particularly reading some of, you know, so I've been reading some documents related to it, and some of that's quite hard to read, going through, you know, the history and stuff. So most of you may not care about this, but it's my channel. I'm going to talk about it because that's what I do. Well, within the limits of what I can talk about, because obviously it's kind of sensitive and private. But yeah, it's left me kind of feeling a bit mentally battered. It always does. You know, it's going through legal stuff, which is why I'm not talking about the detail particularly, but working through all that legal stuff is mentally quite tough. Some of you may have been through similar. I don't know. Yeah, not really looking for sympathy or anything. I'm just rambling away because it's nice to have a platform to ramble on. So weeds are nearly done. Yay us. We'll get rid of the weed. I'm gonna hang on to the tractor for a bit because we have a fair bit of sugar at the production. So while we've got the tractor rented, we've not even used half of the hour we've paid for. We might as well shift some of that sugar. The price is still good. The price is good around harvest time. and we've not got that far away from harvest time, so feels like it's a good point to be selling to bring some cash in. We can repay that little bit of loan that we had, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna lease a low loader. This is a trailer that I've used a fair bit in FS19 because it's darn cheap. The Joskin Wago loader. I've got Universal Auto Load installed as well because easy. You will notice that I've changed to dollars. You may notice that. You will also notice that I have Universal Auto Load set up so that it costs to load. That's going to be factored into the finances. You can choose whether you do that or not. I do because, you know, it feels a bit more realistic to be paying someone to load things for me. So they charge me $10 per thingy to load it. Thingy is a technical farming term. I learnt that from someone who has a background in farming. So, you know, this is a thingy, to be honest. There's so many pallets in the future that I would never manually load them. It's one of the reasons that I don't do productions so much. It would be really nice if there were more productions that had like a bulk output. So we're taking this to, I guess we're taking it to the supermarket. Supermarket probably wouldn't buy it by the bulk trailer full, but with productions and stuff, it feels like you probably wouldn't want it delivered in individual boxes if you're taking it to, I don't know, a dairy to turn into chocolate. They're not gonna want to open each one of these little boxes and pour it into their chocolate maker, you know. So that would be kind of cool. I don't know if there's even all the stuff set up to do bulk for most of these. Probably not. Anywho, let's get this sold and then we can return all this stuff we've got leased and repay the loan. So that's not bad. Nearly $17,000. I was looking for the environmental bonus, but there's no precision farming because that makes it easier. And that's the loan paid off. I'll get these listings returned, and we are in April. And the sugarcane has grown a bit, so it still needs another fertilization. It does say it needs ploughing. If you missed the last video, the crop ignores the needs ploughing state. It's really so that if you harvest and then want to plant something else, you need to plough. That's what it's there for. So it shouldn't affect our yield on here. We're going to lease the Mac R truck. I just thought it looked cool. Felt like it was the right kind of truck for where we are. And we're just going to go for one of the base game trailers. I spent ages looking for trailers to lease. And honestly, I just need a low loader that's got auto load set up. So base game is good for that. So this will do, and we have our first load of sugar, our first big load of sugar on its way to the dairy. Now, the dairy is production, and it would seem that productions, I thought Giants had fixed this, productions still have capacities, so they are only going to buy so much sugar off us. So although this has the best price at the moment, we can only take so much to the dairy, which is, it's just a bit annoying. We end up taking a lot of it to the supermarket. But, you know, it's our first big load, 40,000 boxes of sugar. I'm just going to assume they're a litre each. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the dairy plant operators are going to love unboxing all of that sugar. Heck of an unboxing video. So that's the limit that they're going to take. Weirdly, it hasn't given me a total yet. It does as I pull out of the trigger, I think. It was a decent amount of cash, you know? Decent amount of cash. I can't actually remember how much it was. There we go. It was $31,000. No. Definitely plenty of money in sugar cane, and even more when you turn it into sugar. So sugar cane on its own without the production is very profitable. I'm just trying to increase that a bit just to see how far we can stretch it. When I do the wrap-up video properly at the end, I might do a set of numbers without us having done the production, because you know, I don't particularly like using productions that much. Apart from the fact that things like BGAs are productions, and I do use those quite a bit. It's weird that John Deere dealer has so many case tractors to lease. Yeah, I guess they don't have any loyalty. Maybe it's that whole right to repair thing. Maybe they've got annoyed with that. I don't know if Case is any better, if I'm honest, but hey, we're going to take some sugar to the bakery. I guess they are making some sweet bread or some cakes. Not sweet breads, those are different, I think. Silence the Lambs time. Yeah. So that last bit is another 3.5, so, you know, $35,000-ish. We've got some sugar loaded up, and we're going to grab some more as the pallets have spawned. There we go. Let's get a nice full load, and I think we end up with about one more load of sugar. I apologise, I've been a bit lax and I haven't really prepped all the numbers for how much we've made so far. I think I might bring the screen up at the end, but really I'm looking long term. We've only sold some of the sugar that we're going to be processing, so you know, this is a journey. Selling this took quite a while, so a bit of SATS. If you watched multiplayer from the weekend where we played ATS, well, we played Farm Sim, but we spent the whole time in trucks in America, so a bit of SATS. I don't know if ATS includes South America. Actually, I know it includes Mexico, because I was just looking at maybe picking a copy up, because it's really cheap, and the gold version included a Mexico map, I believe. So, yeah. I don't really need any more games to play, but it's quite cheap, and I'm, I don't know whether picking up a fresh game might amuse my brain a bit. As I said, I'm not the sparkliest at the moment, and my brain could maybe do with something to help reset it. Been really struggling to find the reset button on my brain the last few weeks, particularly this weekend. But last load on. 37,000 litres. We've still got 280,000 litres to process. So that's going to be another 140,000 litres of sugar. So basically what we've sold plus less. About what we've sold already. I think we're at about that kind of amount. So yeah. Decent lump of cash to come. So yeah. We need to fertilise the field, probably spray, I think, with where it is, and then sell more and harvest, and that'll be it. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I need to turn around. This sell point is not well set up for a delivery from a semi truck. Sorry. It really amuses me. It confuses me that such a large proportion of my audience are from the US, when I can be a bit of an arse about America. I don't mean it in an offensive way. You guys just amuse me. As a Brit, I find a lot of... I've been to America a lot, and I've really enjoyed every time I've been to America. Mostly traveling with work. I've really enjoyed it, but yeah, some of you guys, the things you guys do does amuse me. Anyway, I'm still not at the thanks for watching point. I'm assuming I am going to have a look at the numbers. So another $24,500. So 102,000 off of that income. Not too bad with a bit of leasing costs. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you did, please click the like button. It really helps me out. Any comments, questions, or suggestions, stick them below. And I will hopefully see you again very soon on Estancia San Carlos. Sorry about the accent.